I'm Julia and I'm a Turkish teacher, and welcome to another video on our YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna be telling you about my story of how I learned Turkish from 0 to C1 level in 1 year. So first of all, let's start with how I actually started learning Turkish, and this was when I was staying for a long time in Antalya and Alanya during trips and vacations, but my learning at that time was like numbers till 20 plus some merhaba, nasılsın, iyiyim, sen nasılsın. I don't think I even knew that much. But I had a lot of Turkish friends and it intrigued me, and I started to love Turkey just by coming to visit and sensing that atmosphere, and that's how I found out about Türkiye Bursları, Turkish scholarship program, and I applied, and you can see that in my other video which I have already posted on my channel, my story about application and how I came to Turkey to attend Turkish courses. So after I won that scholarship, I had to move to Istanbul, and because I was accepted in Istanbul University or in Turkish Istanbul University, and I was about to start my 1 year long Turkish course. And this was a requirement of the program. I had to learn Turkish from 0 to C1 in 1 year. And well, sounds like a challenge, right? But I was up to it. And I arrived to my dormitory. It was a completely Turkish dormitory with my 3 suitcases, 2 big ones and 1 small one. And the first struggle I faced with was that administration staff did not speak any English. So they just Google translated to me documents which I needed and sent me, because we can't register you without those documents. And one of them was my blood type, and I had no idea about my blood type or any documents confirming that. So yeah, and I first arrived into the dormitory, I was like showing my documents to the güvenlik, to the security, and like, ben öğrenci. That was everything I knew. But yeah, there were a couple of students from the same program which came with Türkiye Bursları, and we met, and we were just like 5 or 6 people in a 400 or 500 people dormitory. It was only girls, and all of them were Turkish, and only 5 or 6 of us were foreigners. So all of my roommates were Turkish, and only one of them spoke good English. And of course, my luck, she was not a really pleasant person, so she wasn't that excited to speak with me or help me. So I had another friend and roommate, and her name is Neslihan, and we speak till today, and we have become good friends. Her English was really, how do we say, maybe basic, maybe middle, but at that time it was a saving for me, because I needed someone to explain to me and to help me. She was so good to me, and she helped me all the time. And I also had so we are four people in our room, and my third roommate, and she was also really lovely, but she didn't know a word in English. So she became my practice partner. And I remember when I first came from my first week of Turkish lessons, and I sat down to her and I was like, merhaba. She's like, merhaba. I'm like, nasılsın? She's like, iyiyim, sen nasılsın? And I'm like, ben de iyiyim, teşekkür ederim. And I was like, that's it. And that was basically my first dialogue. But my university was in a part of Istanbul where not a lot of Turkish speak English. So I had to learn, not even because of the requirements of the program, but because I needed Turkish to survive. So we started those courses after a couple of weeks of accommodation, of documents, opening a banking account, doing like all of the administrational stuff. We started our courses A1, and we had courses 5 times a week for 5 hours. So from like 1 in the afternoon till like 5:30, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And we had a little break, of course, and some people had morning sessions, we had afternoon sessions. And our group, it was like 15, 16 people, came from all over the world. I had classmates from Uzbekistan, from Mexico, from Madagascar, from Venezuela, from a lot of parts of the world, and from Somali, and well, it was amazing. We had such an international group. I had friends from Pakistan, I had like girls from Russia, and yeah, it was really fun. And we had a girl from Albania, and we supported each other, we hang out, and yeah, it was actually the best year of my life because I was just learning Turkish. I wandered around Istanbul, but it was only first 6 months because it was 2019, and in the March of 2020, COVID started, and all of the Turkish girls from the dormitory were sent off to their home cities, and only the foreigners were left. I have a lot of interesting stories about my life in a Turkish dormitory. One of them being that I learned Turkish Sign Language. So, merhaba, iyi misin? And so on. And at the same time as I was learning A1 Turkish. So if you would like to hear more stories about my life in Turkish dormitory, you can comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'm planning to post a lot of my stories and Turkish lessons on this channel as well. And during the COVID, our lessons have become online. And we lived in Turkish dormitory, completely closed off to the outer world. And now there was a struggle. Where would be my Turkish practice? Where would it be? And lovely Neslihan talked to me on the phone a lot. And ablalar, our staff of our dormitory, was really lovely, and we had chats all the time with them, and we were allowed to go out of the dormitory only 1 hour a day, and only to the shop or to the hospital or to the consulate. That's it. And we used it as much as we could. So we got as much practice as we could, and luckily closer to the summer, when we had all, like at that time when COVID started, we were around B1 level of Turkish, and around summer we have entered B2 level, and C1 we finished in September, as far as I remember. We also had 1 month of C1 academical Turkish because we were also getting prepared for studying master's degree after that. And let me tell you about the books and everything, the actual studying we did. So first of all, we started by Istanbul books from A1 to C1, and later we also did some academical Turkish. That was another book, but at the same time, it was not all we did. We have a lot of vocabulary extra. We watched Turkish series, we read books, we bought some easy children's books, and not like, mind you, not all children's books are easy, so we had to filter through the shops looking for easy ones. And I have actually a short video about that here on YouTube, and videos on TikTok and on Instagram about which books you can read, like in A1, A2, B1 and B2 levels. And because we needed to find as much practice as we could. And actually my friend also became a Turkish teacher because that year, like, our job was to learn Turkish, and we did our job good. So also my lovely friend Neslihan talked to me on the phone. That was my speaking practice. And yeah, like 6 months we were going 5 hours a week to the Turkish university, to the Turkish language center. But then we changed to online. It was the same hours, but online. And plus practice with Turkish series. I used to watch Turkish series with English subtitles, but after B1 level, I felt like actually I didn't need them anymore. So I started watching without them, and it worked out because I was able to understand quite a lot. And then when I reached C1 level, I started my master's degree, and we were still in lockdowns. Like, Turkey had really bad lockdowns for a whole year. We were wearing masks everywhere. We were wearing double masks everywhere. And yeah, imagine how that helped my Turkish language. And as soon as we were able to wander around Istanbul, we would do practice everywhere we could, in shops, in like we would wander around Istanbul everywhere you can think about. I have like vast knowledge of Istanbul by now, and I also, when we were like let to wander around Turkey, I would wander around a lot of cities, and I visited 15 cities of Turkey. And I would also love to make some videos about that, so you sure will be seeing some of these. And this is my journey, this is how I did it. And I also would like to make a video on how do you do that yourself, like what do you start with and how do you learn Turkish from 0 to C1. So that's gonna be one of my future videos. So if you liked my story, please like this video and subscribe and comment down below which details you would like to hear in my other videos. So see you in the next video. Görüşürüz. Bye bye.